And joining us now to discuss is crypto pioneer Bobby C. Lee, co-founder of the longest running Bitcoin exchange, BTC China, CEO of Ballet, and author of the upcoming book, The Promise of Bitcoin, The Future of Money, and How It Can Work for You. He's also a guest speaker at Consensus by CoinDesk. Welcome, Bobby.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Great to have you. All right. So Elon Musk is expressing those concerns about the environmental impact of Bitcoin. We're seeing a huge pullback in the crypto markets. What is your take?
Well, I agree with the comment that his thoughts on the Bitcoin mining energy stuff is misguided. It's everything in the world, everything that moves takes energy, and it's a matter of perspective. Just remember that the amount of energy people use to mine Bitcoin is always less than the value of the Bitcoin that's mined out to the miners. So it's always worth it. So I don't care, if you're building cars, you're mining for Bitcoin, you're mining for gold, or even just building, high-rise buildings with steel and so on. All of that takes energy, and it's just a matter of perspective what energy is worth it, right? A trash to one person could be a treasure for another person. Just because someone doesn't care about Bitcoin, someone else really cares about it, it's worth mining it. And all goes to show that if the estimates are true that 60-80% of the mining happens in China, there are stats that in China, the Bitcoin mining itself is actually using 80% renewable energy, meaning through hydropower, excess hydropower. So all that would go to waste anyways. So it's really not in my opinion, it's not a devastating carbon footprint.
Right. And the second and third uses are, though, however, coal and natural gas. But on the hydropower narrative, Iran is concerned about their hydropower shortage. And so they're asking people to cut back on Bitcoin mining. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, it's natural for authoritarian states to want people and direct people what to do, how to do it. I guess it's their right, it's their country, it's their government, it's their laws. But in my opinion, Bitcoin is censorship resistant, right? You cannot kill it. You cannot, basically, if I'm running a computer right now doing this live video stream with you, how do you know I'm not mining cryptocurrency? Right, it's like to a CPU, to a computer, I don't care if it's a dedicated mining rig or a generic purpose computer, there should be freedom to run any program you want, whether it's just running cycles to turn on the video camera or running cycles to do SHA-256 hashing. So it's really, it's all about freedom of speech. It's all about what can we do with the computers? What can we do with the processors? Sure. Do we need to obey every whim of the government?
Sure, governments can't shut it down, but they can certainly limit and restrict. And we're seeing that in India. They're closing bank accounts and suspending bank transfers related to crypto traders. So does this show that governments can put a dent into decentralized systems?
They can try. They feel like they can try to slow it down or kill it, but the reality is just a small. It's really a small impact. We saw this 4 years ago in China when China tried to unofficially kill off the exchanges, right? So BTC China had to shut down. We went through a very interesting 2017. This is exactly 4 years ago. And now this year we're seeing some repeat things happen around the world with India shutting down. And it's no surprise because India also has a capital controlled society. Any country that doesn't have free flow of currency will find Bitcoin to be obnoxious, and they will try to stop it. And that's just a reality, whether it's Russia, India, or many other countries with capital controls. I think, on the other hand, Bitcoin will thrive in countries where there's true freedom, liberty, and no capital controls.
I want to say, Bobby, Elon is even attacking this point. Throw up this tweet. He's saying that Bitcoin is actually highly centralized, with supermajority controlled by a handful of big mining, aka hashing companies. A single coal mine in Xinjiang flooded, almost killing miners, and Bitcoin hash rate dropped 35%. Sound decentralized to you? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think he doesn't see the flip side of the coin. So it dropped it dropped 35% hash rate, but did Bitcoin die? Right? Did it die off or not? Right? It just shows that Bitcoin is highly resilient, right? When you have a big impact affecting a lot of miners. By the way, the 35% drop wasn't one mining consortium. It was a lot of different individual miners being impacted, right? So it's just like the internet itself can reroute its network traffic. The internet, by the way, was built to withstand a nuclear explosion, right, around the world. The internet was really self-healing. So Bitcoin is also self-healing in that sense, right? So Elon, unfortunately, I wrote this book. I hope people, regular people who haven't been in crypto read it. I think Elon needs to read this book and understand what it means to be decentralized and censorship resistant. I think the hash power dropping is a good sign. Is a good sign that, hey, that means anyone can join in and some people can take it out. But the reality is that it's permissionless. So what that means is Elon himself or anyone else with the capital, resources, and the conviction can go and set up mining machines anywhere in the world, connect to the Bitcoin network peer-to-peer, and start mining Bitcoin and improve the hash rate. Mm-hmm. So it's really, really free for everyone to join. There's no application to apply for. There's no license to do Bitcoin mining.
Mm-hmm. And on this last thought, there is a report from Allianz saying that crypto Bitcoin is being used in cyber attacks and ransomware, and the connection we have there with Colonial Pipeline, which we saw, a top U.S. operator shut down its pipeline. So, what are the concerns around that?
Well, see, this is also misguided. So remember, thieves want to steal things that are valuable. So the fact that they try to steal Bitcoin, to me, is a great honor. That means Bitcoin is really well regarded by in this case for illicit purposes and stuff like that. But the reality is, think about it this way. Have you ever heard of stories? You hear about bank robberies, people stealing gold, silver, and US dollars, but you never hear about people stealing airline reward miles or hotel reward points, because those are really useless, right? You don't hear about people stealing Monopoly money, right? You don't hear about people stealing Chuck E. Cheese tokens, right? Gaming arcade tokens. But the reality is people steal Bitcoin because Bitcoin is valuable. It's very useful. It can be transferred globally around the internet digitally, in a fraction of a second, right? So the fact that people try to steal it is what, in my opinion, what validates that Bitcoin is useful as a digital asset. It's something that's worth stealing for. And for example, if the theft or the ransom was asked for in US dollars, does it mean that the US dollar should be banned? Does it mean that the US dollar should be taken out of circulation just because thieves and con artists try to steal US dollars? I think not, right?
Well, another argument I also heard was that it's more traceable if thieves use Bitcoin, if they find out, what addresses they're using, what is connected to the ransomware. Yeah,
exactly. So there are a lot of strong analytics companies that can analyze where the flow of Bitcoin goes. Whereas if the ransomware was asked for in cash, it would be very hard to trace the cash, just like it is very hard to trace the cash used by the drug lords, the illegal drug trade, right? A lot of cash in suitcases, very hard to trace that. Mm-hmm.